bootleg hat.
We live.
We are live now. Okay. And what's going on with your items over there to your left, your camera?
I don't know what's going on with my camera.
We got a snowstorm coming.
We'll worry about mine later.
But I'm still worried about mine because I ain't got a hit on it.
Yours is still on Facebook.
I know, I left it on it.
Okay, awesome.
It don't matter. It ain't going to hurt us a little bit. Do we have enough lighting, though, Stacy? Is that enough lighting? Because it'll look that dark if we don't lighten it up. Do we need more light from the top here? Mr. Clint? Come here for a second, sir, so you can see this.
Yeah,
we ain't in a hurry. We too good looking. They gonna have to look at us regardless of what they want to say.
There you go.
Look at the picture on this here. Is that lighting gonna make a difference on the laptop where we can brighten it up a little bit? Yeah, because we need it brighter. But I don't want to look like we standing in the back alley with an interview getting ready to get shot up by a junkie. I don't want to look like that. Right. So we'd have to bring that light on us. So we can sweat like we in Ocean City.
My phone will not allow me to go live, and I don't know why.
Are you trying to go back live?
No, I was trying to go live on
Facebook,
YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. Okay, it won't let you. What did it look like to you now? Stacy's clear as a devil. She's bright. I look like I'm waiting on the evening sun.
Let's see if we can turn this.
Okay, maybe that'll help.
Does that make it look better?
I still look tall. Might be the hat. I can't take away my profile now. Can you see? Yeah, let's do that then.
Well, maybe put one on the other side.
Yeah, because we probably need. Because can you see the shadow on me? Look on there.
I can't see a.
I'm a dark skinned.
Yeah.
See, I ain't dark skinned. I'm light skinned. When we get to January, I lighten up. That's what Bobby Brooks always said. I want to give a shout out to Bobby Brooks too, my girl, my co-host. Just in mourning with a situation, but it's gonna be okay, Bobby. Jump back on that horse, girl. You know, and ride it on out because things gonna happen, but it's only a storm. Storms don't last forever. It's been raining all day. Now it's slack it up. I mean, that's how storms are. Sooner or later, it'll slack up. But we're gonna have a little fun today. I'm trying to get my little tea in me. I never sweated in an interview, but I sweated that one down. I got water, juice, and Coca-Cola. Mm-hmm.
There you go. All right, so I think I'm going to have to do Facebook.
Had to go back to Facebook. So is that YouTube is rolling though, right?
YouTube is still rolling.
Okay, and
we still live.
Okay,
we still going.
Oh, and something just brightened it up. There you go.
That is perfect.
Now we look like we in show business, Clint.
All right, y'all. Since I could not do my YouTube live, I don't know what was going on. We are going to do Facebook live, and I'll just record it on Facebook and then transfer it to my YouTube page later.
And there you go. We got a lot of options like that. You know what I mean?
You know what?
And we got your technical skills. We appreciate
technology is awesome.
Now next week she'll be mopping floors at John Hopkins.
There you go. Anything, I'm making that money.
I want that money, girl.
I want my coins.
Get cute if you want to. I see some cute people holding a sign.
It ain't cute being broke though. That ain't my lane. So
that ain't all. I'm gonna let you take over the conversation now for a minute. All right. Ready to do this.
Absolutely. So let's get this started. So today, since this is my second time doing the podcast, I decided in Barbie's absence that I could get some one-on-one time with Mr. Shackleford. So I decided, me and my bright ideas, hey, why don't I interview you? Because a lot of people have heard your name.
Sure.
A lot of people see your picture on the flyers and see that you're moving and shaking and doing things here in Baltimore. But a lot of people don't know your story.
They don't.
So I said, why don't I do an interview that'll introduce the podcast?
Sure.
That'll get people kind of familiar with who you are and make you more personable. Bring it on home.
Most definitely.
So let's start off with, where were you born and raised?
I was actually born and raised on the south side of Baltimore in a small neighborhood project called Fairfield Homes. Fairfield. Okay. That's in South Baltimore, very small, intimate neighborhood, one store. Mm-hmm. It was a bus.
Okay.
You had to get your food off the bus, but that's how.
Wait, whoa. Wait a minute. Bring it back. What?
We were in the projects. Do you know anything about Cherry Hill?
Yeah.
Brooklyn?
I don't. I've been through Cherry Hill. Right. I never hung out there.
But then you got to go through past Cherry Hill to get to Brooklyn.
Right. Okay. That's familiar. Okay.
Curtis Bay.
Yes. Okay.
We the left out community. To the left, it's called Fairfield.
Okay.
Fairfield Homes is where I came from. Very private. Everybody knew your name type neighborhood.
Okay.
That we was like the Mayberry before it was a Mayberry.
Okay. So, but wait a minute. Get back to getting the food off the bus. What?
No, we actually had one Jewish store. I'll never forget that. I could talk about my brother now. He's dead. My brother, we had one store. My brother worked at the store, and he used to make his extra money by hustling the Jews. I'm just keeping it real.
Okay.
Never had like stuff like take extra money order money.
Mm-hmm.
He knew how to do all that. I don't know. All I know was he gonna give me 6 cookies when this was
there
over.
You go. There you go. I just need to know what my cut is. As long as I get my cut, there you go. There you go.
I ain't gonna tell mama nothing. As long as I get my Oreos.
You're gonna need to feed me to shut me up.
So we had the one store there, and then we actually had. Just keep it real. That was a joke at the beginning. Mm-hmm. We had another little small store called Mrs. McGowan's.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a little small candy store. Mm-hmm. Elementary school, girl, you got the 2 for
was
1.
Was it black owned?
No, another white lady.
Okay.
Miss McGowan's was white. I can't remember. She was light skinned.
Okay.
Most people light skinned.
Close enough.
Yeah, they were light skinned.
There you go.
But that's where we got our elementary. It was right across from the elementary school.
Okay.
And so 2 for a penny candy, 2 cookies for a penny.
Okay.
I'm old, girl.
I said,
but when all that was said and done, because in the community, we had this school bus, a yellow school bus parked, and sold everything from tampons, I keep it real, bread, flour.
Oh, the damn school bus.
The school bus.
But you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, that might be a good damn hustle. I might need to get on board with that. That might be a good idea.
But they didn't move the school bus. Though.
There you go. But you got all the room. You got room to stack and store everything you need. Right in one place. One stop shopping at its best.
You're so funny. But that's where I grew up, in a small neighborhood,
right here in Baltimore.
Right here in Baltimore, South Side. You got to get South Side.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I went to Southern High School. So, but back then we were being bused and whatever. So Southern was my location. So coming out of South, and people from Cherry Hill had to go to Southern. Everybody couldn't go to Forest Park. They couldn't go to Southwestern. So wherever your zone was, that's where you had to go. So Southern was it.
Okay, so did you attend college? Or?
No, I never went to college, but I drove past Morgan a lot. On my way back to Moravia Boulevard.
Okay.
I did, and I'm from a family with scholars. My brother had a master's degree at Bowie State. He was my mentor. I looked up to my brother, but school and that type of education, I wasn't focused when I was in school, because I used to hang with the smart kids. I say, look, I can hit or miss.
Right.
But I hung with the smart kids.
There you go.
Boys used to want a boy never get elementary school. It was middle school, junior high school. His name was Urban Wadley. White boy, big thick glasses on. He had 400 pounds of books on his back. He was a walking library. I'm trying to tell you, but he was smart. And I always protected him.
There you go. You need somebody. You need the smart ones in your corner, because they're the ones that's going to help you out. I tell my kids all the time, the people that are getting bullied are going to be the doctors, the lawyers, the accountants down the line. So you need to befriend those people.
Good time.
And you need to be the one to take up for those people, because you might find yourself in the gym later on, and that person that got bullied is going to remember, you know what, when I was getting bullied, that was the person that stood up for me. So I'm going to help them out and do this. It could be business. It could be anything.
Well, my brother was a nerd too, so let's don't get twisted. His brother was majoring in chemistry.
That's
so you know that time.
There you go. He was making all the coke.
You got to remember, we grew up in as you'll know the area. Fairfield was near Maryland Drive.
Did you hear what
I didn't hear what you said. Making what?
All the coke and dope.
That's cool. What did that? During that time, it was Bacardi rum. That was the closest thing.
There you go. There you go. Hey, as long as you can mix it up and sell it, that's what I'm talking about.
But but my brother was he was a scholar. He went to Bowie State, got a degree at Bowie State. And like I said, I always looked up to him, and I had to bring him up because I wouldn't be doing comedy, because I love my brother. I don't care. We was like Leave It to Beaver and Wally.
There you go.
My mother said, everywhere you go, you better take it. There you go. Take that big head boy and Rickey with you.
There you go. And you better not let nothing happen to him.
Oh no, you want to let that happen.
There you go. So I'm getting into your family. Now, how personal can I get? Because I'm nosy.
You can go there because everybody in the past on.
All right, there you go. So did you grow up in a 2-parent household or was
Well, let me just say this here because there's a blessing. My papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. But my stepfather raised me. My stepfather raised me from 5 years old to today.
We have a similar story.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm Leon Washington. Glory be to God. This man raised me. And I looked up to him. He was my role model.
Okay.
You know, so that's the long story.
That's awesome.
Sure.
So looking back at your childhood as an adult, what were some things that if you could have changed maybe 2 things in your childhood, what would they have been?
Oh, wow. I would have probably went to college, first of all.
Okay.
And I say from childhood to an adult, because I think that degree would have got me through some doors. And I wouldn't have been fumbling around, going through bars. And I would have had enough education to understand to upgrade my act.
Okay.
Your talent, you're only as good as your talent.
Okay.
So if you have a certain mentality, that's as far as you're gonna go. You know, I can't sit and talk intellectually when I'm not a politician. I'm not an educator. You know, my comedies come from wisdom.
There you go.
You see what I'm saying?
I get that.
Growing up, watching entertainers like Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Flip Wilson. Got to give these guys their props. These was my mentors. Those were the guys that motivated me into doing comedy. Okay. You know, so I just want people to understand where I came from. Why am I into comedy? I was a class clown in school.
Okay. You know, I was going to get to that.
Come on, girl. They were waiting on me to get to that.
I was going to get to that. I was going to say, so what was the first time you said to yourself, you know what? I'm going to try comedy. Or what was the first time that something sparked in your mind to say, I want to be on stage?
The first time is basically, I was working at the airport and I was a supervisor there for janitorial for ITT. And I used to walk around with this radio. We had radios. This is Rickey. You need to come up to the main lobby, acting like I was important, making $5 an hour. But there was a lot of money.
I worked at the airport before.
Really?
I was a TSA agent. I was a screener.
No, you wasn't. But that was the question you asked me about. That's how I got into show business because I love the airport. You see all the stars come through.
Absolutely.
I've seen James Brown come through. I've seen Elvis park this plane.
Wow.
And you know, that's a lot of history.
Absolutely.
Every athlete I've seen, this is the one that really got me. When I saw Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Okay.
And when I saw him walk through the board, it looked like a giraffe in the zoo. That's how tall he was. I never seen no ball. He was 7'4". Like, whoa.
Right.
But that intrigued me. But the biggest thing that really triggered me into show business was the Orioles, when they back in the day with Frank Robinson. You might have to get some tissue though. But back in the day with Frank Robinson and these guys, Brooks Robinson was the third baseman. He's a Golden Glover. His personality is what won me over to get in show business.
Okay.
If I could be like Brooks, this is a white guy.
Okay.
Always speaking. Never no attitude.
Okay.
You know, he was the biggest player on his team back then. All-star Gold Glove. But I watched that. That's what kind of pushed me into doing wanting to do comedy. We also had Eddie Kendricks from the Temptations.
Okay.
Eddie used to come through all the time. He would sit down. I'm a supervisor. Supervisor do what he want. At the airport, I hide in one of these little bars. Me and Eddie sit there. He done bought me drinks. I'm sitting there drinking with Eddie Kendricks. Keep on trucking.
Cool.
Come on. So I got a lot of stories like that. But let's don't forget Stevie Wonder. I met Stevie Wonder.
Wow.
You know, you're watching this, and I'm pushing the broom and moaning and walking around as a supervisor just as well, and to see people like cool in the game. This is how. And we're like, hold it now. But I'm gonna tell you what really made me want to do comedy was watching Reggie Jackson. Anybody that knows baseball would know Reggie. He was with the Orioles once, but with also the Oakland A's. He snapped on this woman one time in like a gift shop. I'm standing right there, and everybody was looking at him.
Right.
And she was begging for an autograph. Reggie's a Tarzan the Bull, like me.
Oh, here we
you
go.
better say the right thing to me. He gonna digging in his pocket and said, she's like, Mr. Jackson, I want your autograph. She got all excited, the white girl. He was so cold, like Al Pacino. He went, can you just wait till I get my hand out of my pocket? Is the way he said it. Looked like the whole room just froze.
There you go.
But
simple, but he said something.
He was simple, but you got also, he was breaking a lot of stereotypes back.
Absolutely.
Coming about the 60s and 70s. So he was going through a lot. We don't want to forget what they went through to pave the way.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
I said, I had this conversation with a coworker today, and I said, we sell ourselves short. Don't you know we are our ancestors' dreams and aspirations?
Big time.
We are our ancestors' dreams come true.
Sure.
Why are we not living in that?
Because we've been through so much and we're confused. We
go.
got to be the most confused race out of all. And see, here's the reason why I'm a military guy too. And you can get in any story you want to talk to. We can jump around, however.
Absolutely.
But my military experience changed my position on prejudice.
Okay.
Because I seen Dr. King. I was born when he got shot. The guy next door got shot, and Dr. King and somebody else got shot too. And my uncle. All of them died the same week.
Okay. That's
a story that I'll take to my grave. But the point I'm making is I could have very easily been militant. Going through that black power stuff. You're going to be a black power, but you're going to be in that bathroom like my mother said. Go in the bathroom, sit your ass down. So, okay. You want to fight the power?
There's a difference between being militant and being wise and knowing. Because I firmly believe if you know the history and not the history that they teach you in school, because that's the history that they want you to believe. If you know our true history and where we came from and how we got here and the strength and the of other shoulders we had to stand on. If you knew that, we will carry ourselves differently now.
Totally. We should have more respect for the past. And I think, I was listening to Fat Joe today. He was on Wendy Williams, and he was talking about respect. The first joke I ever wrote was called Respect Yourself. It was the Temptations getting a beating. My mother beat me. And I put all the people like the Temptations, the Aretha Franklin, R.E.S.P. But that was what it was about respect. Because I came up with guys like James Brown. These people paved the way. Rap wouldn't even be rap if it wasn't for James Brown.
Absolutely.
So let's don't forget where we come from.
Absolutely.
And that's actually
because that'll guide our future. If you know the history, then you're better prepared to deal with what's currently going on in the future and how you move. So, but you got to know your history.
And don't disrespect older people. Please don't do that.
Older people are the reason why we here. We would not be here without you.
That's Tracy Lou from Atlanta hit us in.
Hey Tracy, how you doing, girl?
She's a Christian DJ, so
awesome.
Yeah, she's all off the
That's awesome.
She treated us real nice. We went to Atlanta in June or July just passed, and Tracy treated us so nice. We bring her on the show. It's on my line too.
Oh, cool.
Every Sunday I hit her when I can. Like I'm in church, I hit her to say, "Hey, Tracy, how you doing?" Awesome. We have to build those relationships. Yeah.
Absolutely. We have. So one thing people say about us as a culture is, you can't depend on Black people, or Black people are not reliable. No, that's the people you deal with.
That's right. That's right.
There are a lot of Black people who stand on their word and they are about their business. It's just that the people you're dealing with are not that type of people. You got to change your circle.
You got to change your circle.
There you go.
You see, and I've done a great weeding out process, is what I call it.
Absolutely.
Because you and I are sitting here for a reason. Because we think alike, and that's what you want. If we don't think alike, then we got to move on.
There you go. You got to surround yourself with like-minded people, and everybody is not going to see your vision.
They're not going to see your vision.
Everybody's not going to see it, but you
don't know this. The reason why we're doing this podcast because you pushed me to doing it. You don't know it, did you?
No.
We had the conversation, but I wanted to do it because I've been on other podcasts, and they were acting inky, dinky, stinky.
There you go.
You feel me? You don't disrespect me.
There you
because
go.
I can change this whole town.
Especially when you ask me to come on your show. You can ask me to come on your show to be disrespected.
Right. Exactly.
No, we're not doing that.
They don't want to let you talk. Why you invite me then? You don't want me to talk?
Oh, no.
I'm not going to throw no names in. Y'all know who he is. I got to go real ignorant. Y'all know who he is.
No, we're not doing that. See, we got to stick together.
Got to get away from that.
And there you go. And if that's how they run it, but you know what? A lot of people run their lives and run their businesses off shock value.
Oh, big time, big time.
So the more ignorant stuff they can say, or the way they can get smart with somebody, or put you on a spot, or have you defending yourself, it thinks that makes them look good. It doesn't. Right. It brings out the asshole that you really are.
Well, here's a perfect example. Letting you come in and take over my podcast.
He sure did. I forgot about that.
But
I'm supposed to be the guest.
But the point is, you're answering more questions than you're asking. They were supposed to be asking Rickey Shackleford. We done got the life story of Stacy the Great.
Damn it, sorry.
But the point I'm making, Stacy, is this here. I have no problem because I know who I am.
Absolutely.
You know, you should be honored to have me on your show.
Absolutely.
And it's not for ego. I'm not into that. I've had my 15 minutes of fame.
There you go.
I'm trying to pass the torch.
There you go.
So what I was saying earlier about you telling me about your podcast, the reason why I got pushed because I got 5 or 6 that didn't even let me talk. I'm like, why did you even invite me on here? Absolutely. Well, Rickey, you know what you need to do? Start your own podcast. Then you came along, start talking podcast. I'm gonna do it in January. Well, God said, do it now, Rickey.
There you go.
So we got to get started.
Absolutely.
Because this is how you build a fresh relationship.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
So I had to put that in there because my skills is business and management. You know, people don't know that I don't have a degree, but I've also managed for 5 years.
I was getting ready to get up to the
next
level of your life.
I will fire you in a minute.
Damn it. I'm firing already. Oh. Just got this job.
Show me your resume.
That's a little shaky. It just depends.
I already know. We got the same story. We just ain't talking about it yet. I didn't take that last week. I felt that. I felt that stage.
Absolutely.
No, girl, you got to go through something to get it. You know?
How about it? All right. So as an adult, starting out in the comedy world, like, what did you? Let me phrase it like this. What did you expect as being a comedian? And how did those expectations either fool you or once you got there, you realized, oh, shit, this ain't what I thought it was?
Let me tell you something. My first time I ever performed, I bombed out. When I first started, you need to hear the story. Airport, invited all your friends, just like when you did the first show. I invited everybody. Got drunk as a skunk. I was like, wait a minute. Is that my sister? Hey, Brenda. I was drunk as a skunk. And Brenda's an Aquarius, dude. Let me tell you. But I was nervous. And, you know, you got 50 people from the airport coming to watch you perform. They giving you drinks. They don't know I can't drink like that. I'm like, you remember what I did? I had an episode like that in my professional career, but it wasn't my fault. Ocean City, I'll never get drunk again. But no, you were talking about the expectations of comedy. When I first started, I wasn't hungry for money. I was just excited that I'm from Baltimore. Nobody else is doing this. You know, me and another ventriloquist comedian, the amazing Joe Singh, he had a Muppet. And man, he was running around. He getting all the big concerts with Patti LaBelle. He my favorite girl. What's the girl name? Midnight Train to Georgia.
Gladys.
He got Gladys. He was getting everything. At that time, I was still developing because I do impressions. And my idol was Richard Pryor. That was the first person I met when I got up here, and I would be doing all of Richard's material. That ain't gonna make it because that's his stuff.
There you go.
But I was in impressions. That's why I did voices too. You big dummy. You know, I come in the Johnny on it. So voices was my thing. Hey, this is $5. I'm in expectation. We're expecting the crowd. They just ain't here yet. Hey. So that made me different. And voices is something that you have to really work on. Yeah. It looks easy because I do it for a living, but voices is really kept me like doing impressions because I'm an impersonator too. I did Rick James. I had the whole outfit. I got to show it to you. So I know you shocked.
I can't wait to see it.
I'm thinking about doing Rick James. Are you ready to say? I'm thinking about doing Rick James to close the play out at the Sanford Sun. Coming out talking about Mary Jane.
I will be there to see that. I will be there to see that.
Go to the gym for a reason. I go, come on, shorty.
There you go.
I go to the gym. I
don't go to the gym. But
I don't go past that thing. I go in.
Okay.
You got to earn your.
I used to go. I fell off a little bit. When Rocco was doing basketball, I went to the gym, but whatever.
Right, but you look good now. But I'm just saying this and no disrespect, and this is a message to all those out there. Keep that exercise in your life.
Absolutely.
Because it's healthy. You know what your body is doing.
Absolutely.
That's the main reason I go to. I mean, for my age, 62, I don't mind sharing that. I'm in better shape than and I'm not talking that kind of shape. My physical, my mental.
Absolutely.
My mental.
That's the thing.
My mental.
So one of the the prayers that a lot of people pray is that Lord keep me in my right mind.
Most definitely.
A lot of people don't understand.
No, they don't.
What that really means.
No, they don't. And I get it. And don't get me wrong. I have a past of being in the clubs for 40 years because you can imagine all the drinking and partying I've done. I was living my best life.
How about
way
it?
before the song came out.
There you go.
Okay,
there you go.
But I never judged people. People looked at me and they liked me because I kept them laughing.
Okay.
I kept people laughing.
Okay.
One of the things I like about being from Baltimore, I'm a personality in this town. People don't give me no static because I don't disrespect them. When I'm on stage, don't disrespect me.
There you go.
Because you're going to get it. You bound to get banged
there
in the
you
mouth.
go. You get ready to get it.
My sister used to say, you're going to get banged in the mouth.
There you go. There you go.
Right.
All right, so personal life. Are
Sure.
you married? Are you single? Is it complicated?
It's really
dipping it and doing it at 62. What we doing there?
Well, I just ordered Viagra today. Did that make any sense? But I'm going to say that. I'll get in there, that Tracy. I was doing a commercial for.
Well, how is that working out for you then?
Tough. Take this little blue pill.
How?
It would expand your horizon.
I'm dead. I think I died.
No, but we got to keep it comedy too.
Absolutely.
I don't want to be on no interview just acting like I'm doing an autobiography.
Well,
and stuff
first of all, it
wasn't
me. We're gonna cut up in here.
But I got you
there
with
you
me.
Go.
So
there you go. I can't be serious all the time.
No,
I gotta be serious at work. After work, I'm gonna act an ass.
But one of the things that I do work on, and so you got to know my history. I'm gonna give you a resume real quick. Ain't gonna take long. I've been around the world.
Okay.
I worked the U.S. O tour for the troops. I did 30 days in Saudi Arabia. I worked 15 years at Las Vegas. 15 years.
Okay.
I worked from the East Coast to the West Coast, traveling. I drove from West Coast all the way to the East Coast, performing. Oregon, Idaho. See, black people look at like, Oregon. You know some people. In Oregon, man. But because it's two different dimensions of comedy. Okay. We're talking about black comedy, and there's mainstream.
Yeah,
I work mainstream.
Okay.
And I like it because people don't know he think he broke. I am broke.
And
you don't need to know it.
You don't have to fake being rich. You ain't got to let people think you rich. I'm broke. That means I ain't got no money. Don't call me and ask me for shit. I ain't got it.
Give them your best broke face.
When I check out at the cash register and they say you want to give $1 and donate to the less needy, nigga, I am the less needy. I need this $1.
We gonna give it back to me. No, but I love the. I was joking with a friend about being a professional comedian. They don't know the struggle of this. They don't know the highs and the lows, the ups and downs when you ain't getting gigs. See, that's why I crossed over to mainstream. But you got to remember, I've been into the two different entities of comedy from mainstream to comedy BET and comedy Def Jam.
Got it.
I crossed over when Def Jam came in. It liked to kill my career, but I had a game plan.
Okay.
That's when I became a producer. Back in the day, I was producing from 86 all the way to now, but it gave me a base.
Got it.
If I didn't do nothing else, I know I can produce myself every other month to keep these bills paid.
Got it.
Because you got to have a plan. You feel what I'm saying? So, but I had to share that with you because people don't know this. It's been a struggle. But see, when you have passion for anything, it's easy to get up and do it.
There you go.
Try checking in on your job every now and then. I don't want to go in there. Give that thing against that. You need to see that thing.
Every morning.
Come on now. Come on, but you're gonna get out of there.
Absolutely.
I feel it. Come on.
Absolutely.
You got the same energy
I'm buying
I
my
got.
time. I'm buying my time.
But that's why we had to get started now.
There you go.
And I appreciate that you came in. No, but that was his plan. You had nothing to do with
nothing at all.
Did you think?
I didn't know what I was getting into.
Did you create the day?
No, I did not.
You didn't have nothing to do with it.
I just stepped into the day and said, "All right, use me. Whatever we're gonna do today, let's get it."
Look what you said. See, that was his plan.
There you go.
And look. Now, I'm always honest. I was going to call you before you text me this morning.
Really?
Yes, because I was out all night. I've been running for the last 4 or 5 days.
Okay.
Seeing bands and whatever. When I found out the bad news with Miss Brooks, you were the next one to come on. You text me.
See?
I'm under the cover with the phone on vibrate. I'm like, hold on, man. What is going on here? I don't want to hear that phone. Okay. What are you thinking?
I don't know.
I'm gonna call your husband. Y'all some freaks over there.
Absolutely. You better know it. You better. We get to that. That's all. We like two 16-year-olds and we get together.
They didn't pop up from nowhere.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, but
so, now wait a minute. Back to the question.
Okay,
are you married? Are you single? Or is it complicated? Is you out here dipping it and doing it at 62? What we doing?
I have to be honest. I like that part of my life confidential.
Okay.
Is that a fair answer?
That is very fair.
Because certain things I don't talk about in my act.
Absolutely.
Because I keep the separation. This is Baltimore. Works. I live in this town.
You don't want everybody.
You'd be surprised the people looking at us right now. What did he say? Word travels fast.
Absolutely. Especially the wrong word.
I know. How did you get there before the text got there? How did you beat the text there?
Faster than lightning.
So that's why, and I respect my relationship, but I don't want my relationship to be publicized like that.
Absolutely.
This ain't Hollywood. We in Baltimore. And to live in Baltimore, you got to know how to live in Baltimore.
Absolutely.
That's why I keep me a 2000.
Keep some things sacred.
That's why I keep me a 2001 Civic.
I want you to think I'm broke. I want everybody. I don't have no money, y'all. That's why I'm struggling and striving now and beating this payment so that I can make money. I don't want nobody to think I'm living something other than what I'm broke.
I got my girl Robin Weekston hit us. She's a Christian act. Her name is Wooda. See, the Christians don't listen.
Wooda.
Yeah, she's very funny. Very funny.
Awesome.
She works our Christian tour, and I wanted to give Wooda some plug because my friends are hitting in, and we got to let them know that
Absolutely. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in.
And I want you to also, and I'm introducing my girl Stacy, the great here, who's doing a great job. We having a little fun. Got that energy we need.
Absolutely.
Will not be a bored moment on this. And Howard G just in there.
What's up?
Howard kissed my bubble. Just kiss it. But I ain't got no insurance. But you need to kiss some bubbles.
That was funny.
Yeah, but that's great, man. I love this business.
Absolutely. So one thing, as a younger than you person coming up in Baltimore City, tell me about the nightlife back in Baltimore, because I hear my parents, my aunts talk about all the time how Pennsylvania Avenue was the place. So paint a picture and make it vivid so that I understand, like, how was it in Baltimore?
Let me say this here. When you talk about, right now, I can't name 5 clubs that I would want to go to. Back in the day, you could name clubs that you want to go to.
Yes.
And I'm not gonna start off with Odell's, everybody knows you belong. No, we go way back to the Ritz nightclub. That was downtown. They used to do live entertainment. You would see the Manhattans down there. See, it made you want to dress up and go out.
There you go. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So these classic clubs that was there.
I want to bring that back.
Yeah, it can be done.
I want to bring that back.
This ain't no accident. I'm trying to tell you. I already know your skills. I know your energy. I know your passion, or you wouldn't be sitting here. I got 1,000 friends. 1,000 could be sitting here right now. But I like the new blood. Because sometimes them old friends have been beat up. Bamboozle, ran amok.
I get it.
You see, we need some fresh start. We're looking at the future now. So when you talk about the clubs back then, we had the Carousel. Back then, we had Sphinx Club. All of these clubs had live entertainment. Art Social Club. You can go in there and watch different groups that are, big time groups. Shy-lights.
Absolutely.
So, but and you don't see that on the norm today.
No, not at all.
Because we have to. You said it very well, Stacy. We have to revamp this whole nightclub life.
There you go.
I look forward, and this is back in the day. I opened up for a young lady named Jean Carnes. Jean is from Washington D.C. It was big back then. Classy act. I mean, she would Anita Baker style. Little class, jazz, but and the point I'm making is we need that back in Baltimore. And I was saying, I was on 1400 the other day, dropped in. They had a reunion with all the DJs that on Maybell's show. Got to give Maybell some props too.
Hey, Miss Maybell.
Miss Maybell. And they had the DJs, Roy Sampson and Ronnie Baker. And I can't remember the other names, but Tim Watts called in. You see, but those guys done their part. We need some new blood now. It's time to pass that torch. And that's one of the reasons why I stepped back in, because I've been producing, but I didn't take it to that level of professionals. If I stayed on the professional level, well, I wouldn't have been in Baltimore, first of all.
Right.
Because
Right.
put people to support you, then they'll drop you.
Quick.
Here today, got them off.
Quick.
Here today, got them off.
Quick.
Because
Quick.
of hating and loving each other.
There you go.
We don't
there
know how to keep loving each other.
There you
Be
go.
happy that you got that new car.
There
you got that new house. See, we can't take that. You know, she thinks she all that.
There you go.
You see?
There you go.
See? Yes, sir.
I love you, man.
I love you too, brother. Now we had to bring a brother from Exit 7 down there from New Jersey to open up a club called Expectations.
There you go. And
Yeah.
the expectation in here is real because every time I have come in here, I have been welcomed with warm greetings and a nice time.
Well,
That's what I expect.
But I want to give him his props and Mr. Clint Spencer and Susan Spencer. Clint was my DJ for 18 years. He was my DJ, sound man.
Okay.
And listen, and that's what we're talking about right
when
now.
you find somebody that you click with, you keep them
We
by your
click.
side.
We
There you
click,
go.
always professional,
Mhm.
always on time. You
Mhm.
feel me? So I need to be with that type.
Got
I
it.
don't want to be with people. What had happened was, and what happened was
Ain't
they're
nobody got time for
they're
that.
gonna put you out tomorrow. Okay, you gotta understand. You gotta keep business. You gotta show up on time. Being late, I can't buy that.
Mhm.
And I'm just a comedian. I don't talk time. I sound like the CEO,
Yeah.
which I am. So,
Well, sometimes you gotta wear multiple hats.
and I like that because I'm at a state where I don't have, especially home. Baltimore, I've
Mhm.
done all I'm going to do
Mhm.
and proven myself.
Got it.
So if you
Got it.
don't want to come out, it's your loss.
How about it?
But if I put my name behind it, I want the best because I expect the best.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I don't want to get into so much on that end, but we're doing so much with producing the local talent. I remember 5 years ago, right up the street, I had Teamsters Union Hall.
Mm-hmm.
I promoted talent for 5 years at Teamsters Union Hall.
Okay.
Groups, hip hop wasn't that deep because I had vocalists, I had singing groups,
Okay.
I had poetry in the show.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And you're talking about 500 people watching this. This is an
Wow.
experience that I learned from back in the day that I brought back to Baltimore in '86.
Okay.
But I needed that because it was when I went to the military, 81, 84, I ran there for a reason. Wasn't nothing going on here.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even fill an application out because there wasn't no jobs to fill it out.
There you go.
So I got some skills. I went there,
Mhm.
got the skills I needed, came back to Baltimore from Seattle, Washington, and I created open mic night at Gatsby's nightclub. We used to pack Friday and Saturday
Okay.
night upstairs.
Mhm.
Howard G, that's where I met Howard G. He
Okay.
had a shag, Brother got a shag. Guess I'm glad he didn't have S-curl in it because he would have been on an electric slide all over the place. But that's where I met a lot of the local coming talent.
Mhm.
Howard G was first. Lonnie Davis was second. Guess who was third? Monique.
Okay.
Right.
So now we have had conversations about you and working with Monique.
Sure.
So all of our listeners that are listening and watching out there, what is your relationship with, or what was your relationship with Monique? And then what do you think about what's going on in that aspect or with the aspect of Monique at this moment?
Well, Rickey. Now you got me nervous. I'm already telling a lie.
God damn it.
Did we get it back?
We got it.
That's all right. Stacey,
What's our name?
Stacy just
Clint.
peed. She just peed. She just peed on the camera. Squirted all over me, dude. Hey, Clint, you can get a towel or something. We cool. Let it keep rolling because he might interrupt.
There
Yeah,
you go.
some you got some napkins or something. We dropped the tea. She was asking me about the relationship with me and Monique, and I'm bumping in the line.
And it spilled everything. See?
And I told everybody else that Stacy peed on herself.
Now you're gonna blame it on me. And now you're gonna blame. See, that's that nigga.
I know that's one of the black person. Yeah, but thank you, sir. We can keep that over here. I'm sitting here trying to act all cool in some tennis shoes. And a
Thank
suit.
you, thank you, sir. I'm good. Thank
That's
you.
cool.
I could go for a shot of 17. No,
Please don't give her no 1,700.
I was gonna say 1738.
Girl, you gotta go to work tomorrow, don't you?
I get there eventually.
Hey, look. You on your own with that drinking.
No. I'm good. I'm a hold off.
Okay. Yeah, but let's get into. We were talking about Monique.
Yes.
Let me just say this here. First of all, I have a lot of love for Monique. Monique was one of the comedians that started out coming in a couple times on different stages, and she came to me because everybody talked about Rickey Shackleford and what he can do for you.
Mhm.
I can help you learn to be a professional. I
Got it.
can't write your material for you.
Mhm.
And Monique came in with that aspect. She came in well, maybe he can tell me some things that can help me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's how she came in. And I gave her all the information, and we did a podcast, me and Monique. I apologize. Facebook Live when she came here just recently over the last 2 years at the Comedy Factory. And we talked about this, and it's on my wall. Just click my wall, you see it. And
what's your Facebook page?
My Rickey Shackleford.
All right. On Facebook, Rickey Shackleford.
Rickey Shackleford.
Got
the good-looking brother that looks like me. That's who you see. She has a different
there you
opinion.
go.
She got a different opinion.
My opinion don't count. It's the ladies' opinion that counts.
Don't
so
hate
go
the
to your
player.
boy page and see what it do. He
Don't
said he
hate
got
the
the good
player.
Viagra for you.
Don't hate. Got 5 more coming in this week.
He got them on repeat.
No,
that's what I'm talking about.
No, I know the people that's got them. You know.
Rickey, the plug for your Viagra. If you
Hook 'em up.
if you need Viagra, you holler at your boy.
Man, my arm gets stiff every now and then. Something went wrong. Something just went wrong. How do I get my arm down? This and two, but 911. Even that'll cut the arm off. Oh no!
Don't cut your arm.
No, please don't cut your arm. It hurts just thinking about it. Look, no, but let's get back to Monique because I don't want to say something and not back it up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Monique was very funny, and that's why I say you never judge talent when they're coming into you because you don't know where they're going to end up at. Mm-hmm. And Monique came in with us at Gatsby's, and then she left and got her own club after a year or two because family business. Mm-hmm. They all hooked it up, and I don't have nothing to say to Monique, but this is what I will say. I'm saying it like Monique would have said it. This is what I will say. Part of this business is learning this business.
Yes.
Until you go through some doors, we cannot judge Monique.
There you go.
Did you get what I just said?
Until you walk in. A lot of people always would want to say, well, I would have did.
Right.
No, you don't know what you would have done if you were not in that instant, in that moment, and in your feelings.
That was Monique's experience.
There you go. There you go.
Like I shared to you, we knew what she got Precious and she got the Oscar, but when you enter the black market, then you got to cross over to the mainstream. That's a different world.
There you go.
You see, and I've been through it. I went from mainstream to black. I'm like, oh God, what kind of tennis game is this?
There you
Who's
go.
going to serve me next? You feel me? I get where Monique and what she's been through. You're going to go through a learning curve if you get in this business.
Absolutely.
Then you'll have a story. But it ain't stop moto because she on Instagram exercising, letting you know you ain't gonna keep me down. I'm from Baltimore.
There you
know
go.
where I'm
we
from.
got fight in us.
I'm from the West Side.
We got fight in us.
So I'm proud of Monique. That's my girl. I drove up Philadelphia. I heard Monique mentioning my name. I'm driving in Philly.
No, that's awesome.
That's respect.
Absolutely.
Respect.
That's a good feeling.
So I have to respect her.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's
all
love.
We all
Monique, holla at your girl. I'm trying to get the
She
wing
gonna
you
make
are.
it.
So,
I'm
put me under your
Monique.
wing. Give me some advice. Put me on. I got you, sister. We're going to make this money together because if I eat, we all eat.
We're going to eat. Monique is doing a lot of shows, though, because I saw her with a couple of comedians that I produce, Ray Diva. They open up for her. On the road because she had a resident in Vegas, and I know it's over now, but I understand the numbers ain't there. You got to move.
There you go.
But she also has a household name.
Absolutely.
She can get a work
and
anywhere.
It's one name.
Come on,
you ain't got to think of the first and the last name. That girl name.
That's right.
It's Monique.
It's Monique,
and it ring bells.
And let Monique know we're proud of her. And
Absolutely.
The people that come out of Baltimore. If you
we
got that far, you had to earn it. Okay.
There you go.
So that's don't hate the player, hate the game. Okay?
There you go. There you go. All right. So then my next question is for all the up and coming comedians, such as myself, who did not even think that I was a comedian until somebody said, "You're funny as shit."
All right.
What is your advice for someone who is sitting at home who has not had an opportunity to pick up a mic or get on a stage? What is the number one thing they should do right here, right now?
And since they're listening to this podcast, the ones that will catch it and spread the word, you got to get involved. If you got a talent, your talent don't develop from sitting home.
Okay.
You can be funny at the picnics or your family reunion at the church function, but to get on that stage and a perfect example of what you just did a couple months ago and see whether I'm funny. And the first thing you said to me last week, I don't think I was that funny. You're not watching yourself. We are.
Right.
See, you have all the charisma of a comic.
Okay.
You have the energy. And here's the philosophy, though. Some people got it and some don't. That don't mean you don't have it. that means you're gonna have to work hard to get it.
Okay.
You understand?
That makes sense.
And I'm one of them guys that have to work hard
Okay.
to become funny, to develop material that's funny. If I had it right, I'd be rich right now.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yep. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Because writing is the whole key to comedy.
Okay.
It's not what you say, it's what you're talking about. You got to make something funny. I don't care if we're talking about this cup. You got to make that cup funny. What's funny about that cup? Well, Ricky, Stacy just peed
Not
on
a
me.
goddamn thing till it fell over.
Stacy just peed on me. I don't know what's wrong with the cup, but I think the cup is running over.
Right.
You know, so and that's what comedy is about. It's flipping things that people thought about and we just say them.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
We just say them. That's all. And but for the up and coming comedian, you got to get involved. You got to get on stage. You got to go to open mics. You got to have training. First of all, you got to listen. If you don't listen, you think you know it all. You're gonna be right back home watching Nick at Night, and Nick at Night is not gonna stay on for so long. For a grown man, why are you watching Nick at Night? That sounds like a pedophile. But go on, you know. But I'm just saying, in reality, that's your measuring stick. You want get involved, you know, and don't let nobody block your blessings on what you can and can't do. If you think you're funny, you're funny.
Okay.
You know, somebody, your family, your friends might have a whole different opinion of somebody that do it for a living. I didn't see this with I didn't see this with comedy with you when we first met. I saw the energy when I saw you go to work and you were putting that ingredients in this thing. I met the Karate Kids. I'm like, oh, no, it wasn't no jiu-jitsu.
Right.
Jiu-jitsu, Mr. Magoo, you know, one of them. But I saw the talent. Let me just say this. I want to give her some props while we're on that subject. This is Bobby Brooks.
She is hilarious.
I saw the talent.
And it's genuine.
It's
and
so
it just comes. It just roll off. Like soon as she start talking, I'm already laughing.
Listen, we had when you were sitting there last weekend, you was like bookends. She was sitting with here.
I was sitting in the middle.
And you was in the middle. If you saw our faces when you start talking, we saw the energy like, whoa. Because we didn't know what to expect.
Okay, so let me tell you one thing about myself. I hate my goddamn voice. I cannot listen to myself.
But that's the
why do
part.
you motherfuckers think I hate my voice? So I never listen to everything I do. I don't listen to because I can't listen to my own voice.
So even the podcast we did, you didn't look.
No idea. No.
But that's the key to comedy is doing your homework and watching what you just did.
Okay.
Watch your mannerism because comedy is just a routine.
Okay.
And I'm sharing it with some of the viewers of the comedians that want to come out. It's a routine. People gonna hear that joke over and over and over. You got to deliver that joke the same way. If some lights go out.
Yes.
And Clint, I think some lights went out. Cold the gas and electric people.
BGE.
They just turned the light out, Clint. We got to keep talking though.
Absolutely. All right. A word of advice.
Sure.
From a professional senior comedian to a younger comedian like myself. So I did it the first time.
Sure.
It went over well. I got applause. Everybody thought I was funny.
That's right.
Now, I can't think of shit.
Here's the advice. Don't go gun-ho and think you got to write a whole new material. You need to do that same act you just did. I know you're going to hate it.
Really?
Because it's a routine. So even if you think you did suspect, you got to nail it because it's going to be better the next time. Okay. You got to remember those days. You ain't been on stage in 2 months now? That's about 2 months. Yeah. So that's 2 months ago. Okay. You can't go out. You got to trust what I'm trying to share with you.
Oh, I'm trusting.
You got to go out and nail it again.
I ain't got nothing else to say.
I know, but that's okay because it'll come to you eventually. Okay. No, comedy ain't a one-hit wonder. Okay. Comedy is something that you got to work at all the time. Okay. Do you know the sacrifice it took me to sit and do voices? Rocky Balboa, Rocky Balboa. I had to work on that. Okay. If you don't have the dedication, you're not going to get anything I'm talking about. Absolutely. You got to dedicate yourself. You got a veteran of 40 years in this business telling you do the same routine over again. Got it. That's why you got the video. I know you might hate the screeching in your voice or whatever, but that's part of comedy. Richard Pryor was funny because of the way he said stuff. That made him funny. Okay. Bill Cosby was the same way, you say. It's the way they say it. So I'm saying to you, don't get ahead of yourself with thinking you got to write a whole new routine. Okay. Master the routine you just put out because you ain't doing but 5 minutes. There you go. Let's say if you was on stage 3 times a week, then you can jump around and do stuff. Okay. You ain't embarrassing me that night. You You better make
I'll be
them
like,
do it.
Rickey told me do it.
That's why you got to listen to what I'm telling you.
Got it.
Because I don't want you to put that stress on yourself. Or you know what I do when I got concerts and stuff to do? I go home and put my tape in. I got one of me right now.
Okay.
Please don't knock this over. You got me so excited with all this energy. I got 4 different DVDs. That'll show you exactly what I'm about.
Okay.
That's my Christian DVD.
Okay.
Clean, no professional, profanity.
Mm-hmm.
I got, this is Las Vegas. What do you say? This is Vegas.
Yep.
We performing in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
This is uncut. Believe me, my mother would not want to be there, okay? And this is another clean one from a church called Good Shepherd over there with Bruh Man from Martin. That's him.
Yes. Okay.
Right. So we bring national accent too, just as well. Let me move this out the way. Good Lord. How was the last one? After Howard G, people dropped off. To show you how deep I go, that's me also performing a character called Shake the Wino. Look at the picture.
Okay.
I just brought that with me.
Okay.
Me doing a wino because I do characters.
Right.
I do characters, minister characters, because I came up out of that past of Foot Wilson, and they used to do Geraldine. They used to do all the characters. So, you know, they gave me the idea to do characters and voices, and you know, because you got to expand your talent. Don't limit your talent.
Got it.
Because you might not just do comedy. You might be in movies or something.
Okay.
That's why I want you to let's talk about my play that's coming up.
So I will get into it.
Sure, take it down.
Let's go.
All my megabytes don't run out.
There you go. So let's go. Talk about the play. So Rickey, you are doing a play. You're producing it.
Yes.
You're acting in it.
Yes.
You're directing it.
No, I'm not directing it. We
so
have a
producing and acting it.
I'm actually acting in it. Everybody, we have a cast.
Okay.
We have different comedians. One of them named Strawberry.
Okay.
She's a veteran comedian. That's Howard G's sister.
Okay.
Well, she's the director of the play.
Mm-hmm.
Howard and the rest of the staff, Miss Maybell, don't want to forget her, Big Shorty, and I'm naming these names because these guys are proven veteran comics around Baltimore.
Absolutely.
And we all are writing this thing.
Okay.
See, you got comedians in that writers guild. You're sitting there, you're creating the funny punchlines, and we are doing a great job of bringing this play to life.
Awesome.
It's going to be awesome. I'm excited because this is my first acting role.
Really?
I do characters, but I don't do plays.
I get it.
Think about it. I did Rick James, but I don't need nobody but the Mary Jane girl.
There you go.
And then the night, one of them was going on with me.
That's what I'm talking about.
Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby.
Works every time.
I'm joking, but I'm serious.
So, do we have a time frame of when the play will be finished and ready for us to view?
2020.
Okay.
We're gonna. This place should be out there. We're looking right now that I apologize because we'll probably get a brain freeze when it comes to the school over here on Security Boulevard. I'm getting paranoid. I'm just tired of all the talking.
That's fine. Woodlawn. There you go.
Oh, beautiful facility.
Really?
1,200 people. 12.
Okay.
This place looked like a miniature lyric in there.
That's awesome.
And it's nice. I like to put my clientele in nice places.
There you go.
Because that represents me.
There you go. And if you go somewhere nice, then you're expected to act a certain way.
There you go. You know, we can adapt. One thing about us, we can act a fool in the neighborhood, but you get us out and Glen Burnie somewhere, it's going to change.
There you go. We're going to act accordingly.
So I'm excited about the play. Like I said, I got to kiss my bumper man, Howard G. He's going to be doing Lamont Sanford. I'm going to be doing Red Fox. I'm going to be doing You Big Dummy, Howard. You didn't get rid of that shag dummy. And like I said, we've been in rehearsal with this Miss Maybell doing Esther. Watch it, sucker.
Yes.
Because she has a name.
Yes,
she's known in Baltimore. She's also on 1,400 radio stations. We're going to get on those stations to promote. If you got a podcast, you want our cast to come through, hit Rickey Shackleford up on Facebook or Instagram, Rickey the Real Deal Shackleford. I will come because I'm about Baltimore and putting back. But you're going to put me in a hole in the wall in Penn and North, I'm not going to be there. I'm not coming. I'm sorry. But
if I got to wear the gap and the strap just to feel like I'm going to be okay, I'm going to forfeit.
Bobby Brooks just in there.
Yes,
Bobby, go Bobby.
How are you, darling?
What's going on, Bobby? I see you up
Sending
there,
you a million hugs and kisses,
a
darling.
whole lot of baby. Got me a big old hug. You know me, girl. Got to keep you motivated.
There you go.
We got to have you back here soon.
I miss you, darling. I miss you.
And you know I love you, girl. I'm just intrigued with her talent, and
she's so brilliant.
She's very brilliant.
I'm telling you, when I left here, the first thing I told my husband was that Bobby Brooks, she is awesome.
She is awesome.
And it just flowed. Like soon as she opened her mouth, it just comes out and it's a hit. It's a hit.
She said that's a kiss.
I love you more, darling. I love you. I love her energy. I love that.
Yes.
I love that she brings it raw.
She can be raw.
But I can feel it.
Yeah, you can.
So I'm plugging myself. Make Me Feel It Radio is the name of my
get your stuff
talk show. Mm-hmm. But the reason I named it Make Me Feel It Radio is because when you do stuff, you gotta make people feel it.
Yeah, you gotta make them feel it.
And when I saw her do that stand up, and when I did the show with her, everything that comes out her, I can feel it.
Yes, and let me just say this to you so we be clear on what Rickey Shackleford is truly about. I've been producing talent since 1986. So when I see a talent, I know what I'm looking at.
Got it.
I grabbed Bobby Brooks. She's been in the business for 4 years, and she got to kick around. You know, to kick the ball. You got to get kicked. You don't get kicked around.
You don't have a good story unless you
have a story. You got to have something to talk about. Like, I ain't dealing with these Negroes. No, I better go back to Africa and deal with y'all. Kunta Kinte didn't treat me like this. He got his foot cut off. I tried to get the boy some medicine. But what I'm saying is, here's another perfect example is Larry Lancaster. You never met Larry. Oh, God. Whew. That boy could turn it from 0 to 100.
Really?
He had the natural abilities just like Bobby.
Okay.
That could just talk and say some funny stuff. You would think Larry was just talking and he's writing jokes while he's talking. That's how natural he is.
Okay.
I want to give him a plug out too. He's on 88.9, the Morgan station.
Okay.
But what the point is to these guys like a Larry, a Lonnie Davis, Russell Parham, these guys was good writers.
Got it.
You know, I go way back. If you remember Living Single, remember?
Yes.
We had a homeboy here named Warren Hutchinson.
Okay.
He also wrote for the Bernie Mac show. See, people don't know some of this talent, but I'm a veteran. I know who doing what. That's why I can survive in Baltimore.
Absolutely.
See, because a lot of them ain't gonna take this task. They're not gonna take the bus going to Cherry Hill. You know, they're not gonna take that bus going to Mondawmin.
Right.
I don't mind taking it.
There you go.
Because I know where I'm at. You got to know how to live in Baltimore. That's all.
You got to know how to move. You got to know how to move.
Make your moves in Baltimore.
You got to move fast and you got to move low.
But we got a lot of talent and we got a lot more. And this coming Saturday, I have to give us a little plug on this here.
Yes.
Got you on there too. You'll see you on there.
I'm a
you get a whole lot of hit station people hitting you. Get them tickets from station.
There you go.
She got some tickets, y'all. We all need to laugh. It's holiday season. We got a great show coming up here. Bobby Brooks is going to be on the show. We got Stacy the Great on the show. We also have my girl, don't forget Grandma Dynamite.
Yes, Grandma Dynamite.
Missy Knight. We're gonna and also Howard G's going to be on the show, co-host. And he has about 5 other comedians. I don't forget these guys. I don't know all the names. I don't have his flyer because we separate that. I'll tell you this more story later. But this Saturday, Vulcan Blazers. If you want a ticket, call me up. I'm doing a deal. I only got 20 tickets left, only on my end. Don't get it twisted, Stacy. Don't get it twisted.
Oh, no, I'm fine.
I'm letting them buy
I still got tickets. I need y'all to buy some tickets for me,
I ain't
please.
gonna throw that sale. I want you to buy them tickets.
I need y'all to buy some tickets for me. I still got tickets to sell. I need to get this money.
And why not come out? And why not come out for this holiday season and get your laugh on?
Absolutely.
Put your problems down. Let us make you laugh.
And it is an awesome time. I thoroughly enjoyed myself at the last show.
And matter of fact, coming up on December the 28th, we're back at Club Expectation. We're doing an early show from 5 o'clock. Early 5. Show started 6 o'clock Saturday night.
All right.
Oh yeah, I created that.
Okay.
I created the early thing. Why do we always have to come out at 11 o'clock?
There you go.
Then you wonder why so many people.
And then it's going to start late.
Wonder why so many people got shot. Because you got to be out there 12, 1 to 2 o'clock. You need to get shot. Come on, man.
There you go.
Come on.
There you go.
But early, you got people older don't want to be out there all night.
Yep, absolutely. So one more time, tell people how to get in touch with you.
Oh yeah,
if they want to. So is all the roles taken for the play?
Well, here's the thing. I'm glad you said that. Appreciate that. We're still doing casting calls because we need understudies.
Okay.
See, everybody can't be the major star. If I'm Red Fox and Howard G is Lamont and the Maybell, but you still don't know what might happen going up to March. I seen 3 people last night didn't show up sick. One girl was in an accident getting there.
Oh.
You know, and that's my girl too, my girl Tanya Brown. I hope everything is good. You ain't believe that Tanya Brown and Bobby is cousins.
Small world.
Who would have thought that?
Small world.
Ain't a small world? It's a very small world. So
Absolutely.
that's all I'm saying. If they want to come in to be understudies for even some of the major cast, just call me at 443
there you go.
226
443 226
91 5 and 7. And we could do that. We could do that audition. You can come on in and see your talent. You know, we got cast like you talking about Grady, you got Rollo, you got Bubba, then you got Esther. So we might need understudies for these people too. But also we got parts where we have these. I don't want to give you the whole theme of the show or the play. We need exotic dancers. If you think you can, you look good.
If you can twerk something,
twerk something.
We need that ass.
Cause I got 5 blue pills. I can't wait to pick up. I'm gonna pick them up.
There you go. All right, so keep everybody up to date. What we got coming up?
Yeah, we have a lot coming up. This Saturday, once again, Vulcan Blaze, the Stacy coming back for her second show. I'm excited because it's a very intimate room, and you're gonna love it too. And also the 28th. I apologize. This is on the 14th. Right.
Yep.
This is the 14th. We're gonna be at Vulcan Blaze. The 28th of December, we're gonna be right back here at Club Expectation.
All right.
On the 28th, an early show. Doors open 5. Show starts at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
You can be home by 10 o'clock. Or go get your extra McDonald's bag or whatever.
There you go.
I want to throw a little bit more out here also. I got my girl TT's tomorrow night. I wanted to show this here at Club Expectations tomorrow night. Okay. And she called it a Wild Wednesday.
All right.
That's TT, the bartender.
Wild Wednesdays here at Club Expectation, 43.
TT, you out there?
Lombard Street.
TT.
Hey, TT.
No, she's the bartender.
Wait. She's here.
Yeah, she's here.
Oh, shit.
Come here, TT.
I thought I was talking to you on the screen, TT. She's in the house.
Come on, TT. Hurry up, get here, girl. You know you hear me. Come here, girl. Ain't nobody out there.
Come on, TT.
Yeah, deal. Out there looking at
really? She gonna tell us she watching Love and Hip Hop while we streaming. Now you supposed to be watching Love and Hip Hop.
We out here promoting you, TT. No, talk about your event tomorrow.
Hi, what's going on, y'all? How you doing? My name is TT Wright. Nice to meet you. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, engineer, rapper. I do it all. But right now, I'm going to be hosting and bartending. So tomorrow is going to be an open showcase, live performances from 8 to 12, and then party from 12 to 2. We got beer pong, we got pool tables, drink specials, $5 Capri Suns, $5 crushes.
Yeah, killing it. Give the address.
It's 4330 East Lombard Street.
Awesome.
In Baltimore, so come through.
You're going to be hosting?
I am going to be hosting, bartending, and performing.
Guess who's going to be there tomorrow?
Right now.
Who's going to be here tomorrow?
Me. Yeah, you got to impress me. You got to.
There you go.
You got to bring it.
You got to bring it, TT.
No, TT, we're definitely going to help you promote your Wednesday night.
Absolutely.
And we definitely will be in Wednesday night to promote Tuesday night, open mic comedy night.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And one hand washes the other.
There
That's
you go.
the way it
There
goes.
you go.
Oh, it's every second and fourth Wednesday.
But I want to say this too, and that's exactly what we were talking about.
Okay.
See, don't take it personal. See, this is the new blood I'm talking about. See,
Absolutely.
the new blood needs to be around the right source.
Yep.
Because that way you kick it off right. There's no hateration in here.
Not at all.
You understand?
Not at all.
We out here to trying to work together. So you know it. My company is BWT Productions.
What is it for?
Businesses working together.
That's right.
You gotta work together. Because Baltimore's a small town.
Mm-hmm.
Same people, Robbie and Mondawmin, will get you at North Point.
There you go. There you go. They're gonna be waiting for you.
You had me twice. In one day. But we're gonna look for it most definitely.
Nice meeting Stacy.
Stacy the Great. Don't forget the Great.
There you go.
Stacy the Great.
Did you get my flyer done?
I'm in there working.
Okay, no, you better
right
get
now.
girl, you better get in there and get that flyer.
Distracted me. That's why it's not done.
Hey, teacher, we're gonna be working on another flyer too for the Tuesday night. I'm gonna get that one first because you've been stepping.
And I'm plugging. I will be at the show December 14th. This will be my second stand-up act. Make Me Feel It Radio is going live. We relaunching the live show. And
Miss Maybell just hit it. I got
Miss Maybell. Rickey Shackleford will be on the discussion panel for January the 22nd at the Hollins Place. Stacy L. Ferguson, my Facebook page, Make Me Feel It Live is my YouTube. Get your tickets. $10 for the tickets for the live show. The first 25 people will get a free drink. January the 22nd. Stacy L. Ferguson is my Facebook. Make Me Feel It Live is YouTube. January the 22nd is the live show. We'll have a discussion panel. We're going to chop it up, and then afterwards we're going to turn up.
But I really appreciate. See, you got to humble yourself.
Absolutely.
But I appreciate you making me one of your first guests. Just I don't care if it's 5 minutes or 2.
You opened the door for me. It was no other way in the world I was not going to have you at the first show. Let me share this with you.
Okay, go ahead. No, you don't have to shut up, but you keep your mouth closed. It's two different days, Daisy. But on a real tip, this weekend, to show you how hard I've been working, I went from Saturday night, I went to Live to watch a band. Same night, I went downtown to Horseshoe to watch the Spindles. Okay. Sunday, I got up, watched the Ravens. Whip that booty!
There you go Ravens!
Go Lamar Jackson!
Yeah.
Black people. So Sunday evening, I went to see another band, my girl, vocalist Bonet, and a lot of other new talent. So I've been on that grind all weekend. But here's the point. I'm putting Rickey Shackleford name on it.
There you go.
See, people that know me know I represent what I do. I'm not trying to give you a slouch type production. I want you to come here and feel comfortable.
Yes.
Your family wants you to hit my production. There's no nonsense. When we do our shows,
there you go.
You're there to watch the talent, and I will let it be known. I want people to be comfortable. I want Stacy and the new talent coming up to have a chance. Treat us no different if you went to the comedy club.
Absolutely.
Give us that same respect.
Absolutely.
I demand that.
Yep.
So, saying all that, I'm looking forward to Saturday night, the big show, because I'm going to also perform that night. See, when I say I have to perform, there's a reason, because you asked me what was coming up. I'm in the Virgin Islands in February.
All right now.
Yeah, I'm doing a weekend. Me and Howard G, we in the Virgin Islands for the hurricanes that they had.
All right.
They're doing a benefit.
Okay.
And I'm thankful that they chose us to do it, because I like to get out of Maryland.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, that's an honor.
Yeah.
When someone requests your presence to be there because they know you are good at what you do.
We do.
That's an honor.
And that's the thing that I try to share comedians. Just don't stay local. I don't perform in almost probably 50 states. I know I got 40 down pat.
Deal.
That's a lot of states, girl.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm talking about from North Carolina to South Carolina to Georgia to Florida, Ohio, Detroit.
Absolutely.
Let's go even further. Michigan, Iowa, Wisconsin. People have never been to these states. Nevada, 15 years. So I say that. So once you get a routine, you got to be ready to move.
Got it. All right, we coming up on our hour. We
over
our hour.
That's enough.
You good with
this?
No,
not good, but I want to give Maybelle this.
There you go.
I got to give Maybelle some love, because she hit us again.
Absolutely.
I'm going to see what she said. Hey, sugar, Maybelle, this is Stacy the Great.
Hey, Miss
I really wish I could have put Stacy in that plate, but she got enough on her plate right now. Her plate got the corn is starting to fall off the plate.
There you go.
The lime and beans, ain't no more beans in the lime. So all I'm saying is this, she's doing a lot. But Miss Maybelle is my baby. I love her because she, God,
I love watching you on TV, Miss Maybelle. Do your thing, sister.
You need to see
I'm rooting for you.
You need to see her do Esther. She got Esther down pat.
I can only imagine. I can see it. I can see it.
And she's been so gracious to open her home up where we do our rehearsals.
Awesome.
And we know big.
Awesome.
I tell her all the time, I don't know how y'all got rich. What y'all do? Leave me behind? Oh, here come Rickey. Here come Rickey on the buggy right now. He coming in the rear. But I'm proud of you, Miss Maybelle, and I'll see you on Monday nights at the rehearsal. We are looking for that. I got so much going on. Go to my Facebook. It'll tell you everything that I'm doing, from the casting calls to the shows we got coming up. And also, I don't want you to be a stranger, even when you doing your thing.
Oh, never.
We got to intertwine.
Never. Absolutely. We're gonna network it in a loop, because we gotta get a following. And if we can get a following behind people doing good work and providing good entertainment for everybody, not gonna follow us.
Sure, we know that.
And we ain't for everybody.
Nobody.
Because I want a certain people who don't mind coming out, paying money to see good talent, enjoying themselves, and then take your ass home.
To go home.
There you go.
I ain't gonna take you. I don't drive a Uber, but I do got a hack. I got a 201. That look on your face.
I'm just saying.
You killing the girl with that look. I love it.
I'm just saying.
But listen, we got to wrap it up. But
Absolutely.
I'm going to do this here because we do have a life after expectation.
Yes.
One more time this Saturday, we're at Vulcan Blazer. Come out and see Stacy. You look, she ain't great for nothing. She's great because she is great.
Thank you.
I'm just trying to tell you what I see. And when she gets seasoned and developed, I hope I can still call it.
Hey, you going with me?
Yeah, my name. You
going with me, Pops?
Yeah, Pops.
I'll be like, hey, look, this Rickey Shackleford, he told me come here. You deal with him and just let me know when I go on.
I had a friend of mine from What's Happening named Rerun. Never forget Rerun. Rerun said, in the business we're in, it's about relationships.
Absolutely.
And it always stuck in my mind. So let's don't be Baltimore homegrown and forget that we have a relationship.
There you go.
And that's one of the reasons why I stepped back into the producing, promoting as much as I have. That's going to be on Saturday. Also, the 28th, we're back at Club Expectation. Don't want to forget Wednesday night here with my girl, TT, and the Wild Out Wednesday. I'm going to be here tomorrow night. I'm going to stop in and see how she run things. I hope it don't make her nervous. But also, don't forget our play coming up in 2020, the tribute to Sanford and Son. That's the tribute. We got a massive amount of characters, good talent in it. There's also some casting calls. Call me once more, and I'm going to say this and go. 443-226-9157. Catch me on Instagram, Rickey the Real Deal. You can catch me on Facebook, Rickey Shackleford. Rickey with an E. That's pretty Rickey. That's what they used to call me. I'm Rickey Shackleford, and this is also my co-host,
Stacy the Great.
Stacy was really great. I enjoyed your company. You was a shining light.
Thank you, Rickey.
Don't change.
Thank you for having me on your show. I appreciate all the love.
Nothing but family.
I appreciate all the love.
You in the family now.
Yes.
Knock that hair piece.
Yes. That ain't going nowhere. That thing in there tight.
I see you got a bone in it.
Yeah, there you go. Just in case.
You look like Pebbles Flintstone.
There you go. Just in case.
You
know, weapons come in all shapes and sizes.
I didn't know it was
you know where we at, just in case I got the jacket nigga on the way to the car. You never
watch
know.
The way I leave out of here.
There you go. Like lightning.
Did he steal something out the bar? He ain't the same brother on the iPod. Hey, look, I'm comedian Rickey Shackleford and also comedian producer Miss Stacy, the great, y'all. We'll see you next Tuesday. We had a good time. Y'all have a good night. Be polite to each other. Thank you very much.
It's been real, y'all. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate all the love and support.
Okay, what it says, continue. What it says, finish. You got all that. My phone worked tomorrow. I think